Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is J. Pierre Raven, your self-love advocate, and I am here with my tribe. We are so excited about the self-love retreat coming up. Our theme is Redefining the Super Woman.
Yes.
And wow, just before this session, we had a real moment, and it was very beautiful. And so I just want to introduce everyone to the retreat committee, the retreat facilitators, the retreat space holders, many titles that these women carry. But I just want you to meet everybody that's going to be facilitating and involved with the retreat. And then we'll get into a little girl talk.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so we'll just go from here to here. I think that's a nice flow. And then
Sure. So my name is Elisa Bokeen. I am a relationship therapist, a sex therapist in private practice here in Houston, Texas, the Relationship and Sexual Wellness Center. I'm also the co-founder of Melanin and Mental Health, which is a project that is dedicated to raising mental health awareness in the Black and Latino community.
Yes, I was waiting to hear more. Sorry. I'm Patience Collins, the owner and operator of A Fruitful Perspective. I am a certified detoxification specialist as well as a life upgrade coach, a conscious life upgrade coach, and excited to be part of this tribe who really believe in self-love and entrepreneuring women into their divine self and in divine order. So I'm glad to be a part of this wonderful experience.
Hi, I am Sharice Davis, and I'm the owner of Total Woman, and I help to create space to facilitate internal healing for women. I believe that we are what our inside looks like, and so I use my time and effort and give to help women transform their lives from the inside out. I'm very excited and honored, very honored to be sharing this platform and space with my sisters.
Yes, ma'am. Yay. The Total Woman over here. Hey guys, I've already introduced myself. My full name is Janae Pierre Raven, but you can call me Jay or Jai. I'm your self-love advocate. I'm the proud owner of The Woman's Earth.
Yes.
I love meditating and guiding people through meditation. I love facilitating spaces for healing, and I love birth. And so I'm also a birth doula, and I help moms in that rites of passage to motherhood. And I am too very honored. I think that's a very good word to be with all of these amazing women and sharing a space to create space of healing.
Yeah.
And I think that that is something that we are all needing and we're all looking for on some level. So I'm glad to be here.
Yay! I am Latasha Weatherspoon, the Chief Empowerment Officer of the Lifted Lifestyle. We are a training and development company that focuses on both personal and business development. It is both a privilege and an honor to share space with these lovely women, and I look forward to this journey.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Brittany Wade, owner of Be Exclusive Events, and I am honored to be a part of the Women's Earth Retreat. I will handle the decorations, which we all know, colors, can bring the energy. So definitely the pressure is on to really make sure I capture the energy from each of these lovely women segments to, just to give that feel and whatever vibe and the energy that needs to be passed on. And really hope we capture each moment, and I'm just excited to partake in this.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Sheridan LeBay. I'm the owner of Southern Couture Marketing and Event Planning. Like all these other ladies said, I am super excited to be a part of this event and just provide an opportunity for women to heal and grow and level up. And that is pretty much my main focus, everything I do in the events that I have, the ebooks that I write, just helping women especially grow to the potential they have. And that's what we really want you guys to experience with this.
Yay!
And how do I go after all of that? My name is Andania Maven. I am the artist and owner of And Lettered, but I'm also a speaker and a mentor. And what I focus on most is empowering and encouraging women and children to live their best lives, to heal from a real place, to be genuine, to understand that you are worthy and you are worth it. And I'm excited, I'm honored, I'm elated to have a seat at the table, and to be connected with women who are like-minded about serving others and making sure that you have the best that you could ever have in life.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Chill.
So
Good stuff.
basically, we're the bomb.
All summed up.
And we believe that all of our sisters have that thing in them that makes them special, and the bomb too. And I think many times we encounter sisters that don't feel that, they don't see it, you know, or maybe they do know that it's there, but they feel so bogged down with everything that's going on in their lives that they just don't even have time to acknowledge it, and therefore it doesn't nurture and shine. And so, you know, I don't know, what do you think?
You know, well, I was thinking when you were saying that was sometimes forgetting. You know, like I'm sitting here and I'm looking at, you know, all my sisters and I'm thinking, yeah, that's right. You know, so being reminded of it. I think also, you know, having it reflected back to you, like, hey, maybe you forgot. Maybe you're going through something right now where you forgot. I'm here to remind you.
Yes, I like that.
And also being able to give our sisters permission to tap into it. You know, we live in a space where women are the backbone of our families, of our communities, of our workplaces, of all these different spaces that a lot of times we don't recognize that we have to pour into ourselves and fill ourselves up in order to be able to pour out into the rest of the world. So just giving our sisters that permission to do that, to take care of themselves first. This is definitely a labor of love that is needed worldwide, because we all know when women thrive, the world thrives.
The entire world.
The last thing you said, giving permission. And a lot of times I think that we ask permission from others instead of giving our own self permission. And then making ourselves primary, because we have a tendency to a lot of times to put everybody before ourselves, but they only get a percentage of us when we don't come first. And when we put ourselves first, they get 100% of us at 100% capacity instead of just getting what's left over.
And I think a lot of people have trouble believing that because we're nurturers by nature. But if there's one thing I learned from flying, is put your mask on first. Because if you don't, it doesn't matter how many people you want to help. You die in the process of trying to help somebody.
That's right.
So self-love, as Shay says, is self-care in action, and you need that. You need to know that if you are empty, you have nothing to give.
And just to add to that, I think it's important that we give ourselves permission, that we give our sisters permission, but beyond permission, there has to be some intention. So while you may know and you may be willing, we have to add being intentional with that. You have to take the time to plan it. Like, it's not just gonna happen for you. You know, really strategically sitting down, looking at your life, and deciding how can I care for myself based on the schedule and all the hats that I wear and what I am to everyone else. How can I intend to care for myself, and where does that time fit in? And then actually following through. So permission, intention, and follow through, I think is what we'll get a lot of at the retreat, what everybody will be offering, some form of how to give yourself permission and why you should, and some form of intention with affirmations or whatever that is, scheduling and planning, and then doing it, being a doer in this world, not just for other people, but for yourself. So I'm excited about the process.
I would also add to that, sis, is how. Because I think we, you know, we'll hear, you know, self-love, self-care, and I think, you know, there was a time in my life also where it's like, well, how? What does that even mean? Right? When you hear like love yourself, well, how? You know, and so what does that look like to love yourself? You know, like looking at not just the way you care for your body, but what relationships are you in? How are you honoring your dreams?
Yeah.
You know, show me how to love myself, because maybe I don't know how to love myself.
That's a good point. And woo,
That's why it's important to be at the retreat.
so we will piggyback on that when we come
Yes.
back on the other end, but we'll see y'all soon.
Yeah.
Y'all stick around.
Stay with
We'll see you soon and give you some more of this good tea.
Yes.
And we were just talking about how a lot of us as sisters, we don't seek self-care because we feel ashamed. You know, I mean, I get that feedback so much.
Yes.
You know, it's not just, you know, old school, so to speak. I'm talking about younger sisters too. You know, there's this thing where I have to do everything that I need to do first and then worry about me later. And I'm like, but you with you all day. You know? So, you know, but it's psychological, it's shame. And I think that's sad, and it does break my heart. You know?
They think self-love is selfish, and it's actually not selfish. I think too, a lot of times, like we were talking about or discussing before, not having the tools and not knowing the how, because we come from a long line of women who didn't know how to, so they passed that on to us. But I think this retreat is going to give women a lot of tools that they can actually take home and use. A lot of times you go, after you go to a retreat, we talked about this before, and you're empty-handed because you don't have any tools to use. And when having the tools to use that are readily available to them, then they can begin to put themselves first or start in the steps towards that, and then they'll be passing this on to other women that they come in contact with.
Yes.
And then the others, the family, the husband, they need to recognize that this is what she needs as well. Because some people, the spouse may not allow the time. We seen a young lady the other day, she was trying to juggle with her husband being upset with her taking time for herself. They really need to realize, just like they have a man cave or they go out and watch games with friends, women need that as well. So maybe she won't, you know, you could think she's nagging or really upset about something. Give her that moment to herself. So.
Yes, you good point.
I think also, I'm sorry, Jamie.
No.
I was going to add to that, and I think, you know, part of what I often will talk about with women is that as you go through the process of healing, of beginning to care more for yourself, not everybody is going to be on board.
That's right.
And the tough part sometimes is when they're not realizing that's where the love comes in. Because you say, well, I love myself enough to know this is what I need. And so I think part of learning how to cope with the discomfort that comes up for us when we disappoint others. You're right, it's not selfish, it's self-preservation. And really being able to embody that, knowing that I'm doing this because I know that in the end I can show up fully for my relationships. They may not get it, but I get it.
Right.
And that's what that's that love starting from the inside out, you know, because people will be disappointed as you go through this process. They might be cheering you on at the beginning, but then, honey, it's like, well, who do you think you are now? You know, going to take time for yourself.
What I've learned in my journey is to not make my self-care and self-love and healing about anybody else. So I don't even, from the beginning, like I don't even give anybody space to even think that they can speak on the way that I'm doing my thing. Because if I give you that space, and that's why I love redefining the Superwoman. If I give you that space, then I also give you some of my power. And I'm not willing to do that. So when I embarked upon my journey of self-care and self-love and all of the beauty in it, I never let anybody think that they had a say-so about how I did it. It was always my thing. I remember when I first started dating, and I'll still do it to this day, but I would tell the guy, hey, these are my 5 girlfriends, they ain't going nowhere. This is my 1 or 2. You know, like if I had a male friend that was my good friend, hey, this is my good friend. he's not going any. So I've always been very vocal about whoever comes in, like, don't come in thinking that you can change what I'm doing. You are coming in to add to my joy, but I don't give anybody permission to tell me how to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that is a very important place to be on the journey. I know for myself, I can't talk about y'all, but I can only talk about me. It took me a long time to get to the space where I took up that space in my own life. Especially in romantic relationships, we're taught to be a blank canvas and meld ourselves to these partners, to give ourselves completely and then be reshaped and remolded. And I know for myself in my younger life, I gave up too much space. I gave up too much of my blank canvas, and it was a journey to get to the place where I took ownership of who I was inside of a relationship and outside of a relationship, and knowing that those two people were not different. Who I am is who I am is who I am. But that was a journey and a process. What the self-love retreat is going to help our sisters do is start that process. Get the ball rolling on giving themselves that kind of permission to take up space. You know what? It is okay if I do this for me, only me, without permission, without asking, without justifying, without minimizing, and no matter what your self-care practice is. Being able to take up that space. I know I struggled with that in my younger days because we're not taught that. We're taught to be empty vessels that are filled by our partners and our families or our careers or whatever, when the truth is we have to be full within our own rights in order to bring value to our partners, our families, our jobs.
I think the question becomes, as I love what you said about the process, beginning the process. And it's like this process of finding out who are you independent of all of these relationships. Independent of all your roles, right? Not that you have to give up any of your roles, but who are you independent of all of that?
If you had none of it, who would you be?
Who are you?
She said full, being full, meaning that you're not empty, because a lot of times that's what happens, like you're saying, being an empty canvas. We come empty and then we fill our spaces with our husband, our children, our mothers, and everyone else, and then when we try to identify ourselves, you can't, because you started out empty. So it's taking all of that permission back and saying, okay, I put myself first and everything else comes secondary to that. And when you do that, it becomes part of your lifestyle. Because that's what we're also teaching them is a new lifestyle, because you're going to walk away with tools that you can begin to use and implement in your life that's going to change every scope. And even your relationships moving forward from this retreat are going to change.
Absolutely.
You are not going to be the same. Myself as a married woman, I've been married for 11 years. It took me a lot to be able to culminate myself within my relationship without feeling as though I was giving away too much, and then feeling guilty at the end of the day, because I am still my primary person, because with or without that relationship, like you said, you still need to be full, and that's full of myself, and it's not selfish, it's not.
And everyone benefits.
Yes.
I mean,
that's what I love.
Giving them also the tool to communicate, to your loved ones. And it doesn't, you don't have to be in a relationship, but it's even the relationship with your family, with your coworkers, with your employees, with everyone. When you are filled up, that's going to enhance everybody that you touch.
It also allows you to set clear boundaries.
Absolutely.
Because I think that as women, you can't
touch something.
You have to set boundaries with everyone in your life. I mean, on our jobs, if we let our jobs, they will use us up, suck us dry. If we let our families, they will do the same thing. People, the nature of humanity they're takers. And you have to do a lot of work within yourself in order to be a giver. But by nature, humans are takers. But you have to love yourself and work your journey in self-love in order to be able to have healthy boundaries with everyone, including, your romantic partners, even your children. I mean,
Yes.
you have to have those kinds of boundaries.
And there's one whole conglomerate of women that I hope hear something very special. That woman that feels like she has to be strong for everybody
Come on.
else. Talk about it. Nobody stops to ask the strong one, are you okay?
Come on.
This is your opportunity for somebody to say, if you're not okay, it's okay. Because quite often we don't feel like it's all right to have a moment. We don't feel like we can go outside and not have it all together. And this is an opportunity for you to release that and to be your vulnerable self. So that when you go back and you have all of the plates spinning, you don't feel like you're off kilter because you've had that time to reset.
Come on.
You need that.
Yes.
Beautiful note to transition.
I'm going to the retreat.
I got it.
Oh, we have a song now.
Yes, you do.
Sharice's gonna teach us the song and then we'll be back, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Let's take a deep breath in. Breathe it out. Deep breath in. Breathe it out. Everyone at this table is an empath in some way, which means that we don't just say, man, you know, if you fall in a hole, we don't just look down and say, oh man, it really sucks to be in that hole, dude. Like, wow, like we totally sympathize with how much it sucks. We go down into the hole with you. We make sure we can get out. Assess that.
Yes.
We're not going to stay down there with you. But we go down and then we say, are you okay? We don't try to fix it. How did you get here? We're not doing that. Or, oh my God, how could you allow yourself to get here? Or it's nasty down here. Nothing is right up in here. This doesn't look good. We just want to say, are you okay? And then when we work through you okay, then we say, are you ready to come back up? That's what our purpose is here.
I'm getting chills.
That's what our purpose is here. So the theme is redefining the super woman for many, 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 many reasons. And my sister Elisa was talking a little bit about, you know, that.
Well, you know, the whole idea of, you know, Superwoman being a source of strength. And I think, you know, what we were kind of talking about was redefining strength and what that looks like, because strength, I think for so many of us and for our mothers and mothers' it was self-neglect and it was martyrdom. You know, that was what was celebrated. You know, the more you sacrifice and you know, she would ask for anything and she does for everyone. They don't make them like that no more. It's like, good. Keep going on. Right? And this whole idea that in order to be of value, you have to suffer. And it's like, I'm saying, let's redefine strength and make some room in there for pleasure.
Yes.
Because, you know, we talked about this before, pleasure being our birthright. And so that's what I hope to bring to the table is let's redefine strength and how do we incorporate self-care, self-love, and pleasure
Come on.
into our lives?
I like pleasure.
Who doesn't like to feel good?
And then, you know, that shame that you talk about.
Yes.
The shame of doing something pleasurable for ourselves. And yet we need that too. Like, we need it. We need to take care of ourselves because, yes, so many depend on us. And the only way we can keep giving and giving without resentment and giving without being depleted and giving without anger or giving without just running ourselves into the ground is by replacing that with love and care and pleasure.
Yes. And she is licensed, armed, and certified in all things. Just that to facilitate that.
That's what I hope to bring to all the sisters that
So
are
good.
Yeah.
And I think that we have to really recognize that the conditioning of our mothers and our grandmothers is still being passed down to us today. You know, and because a lot of times when you look at women, African American women especially, you know, we've accumulated all of these degrees, we've accumulated all of this wealth, but we're still struggling to fit into the image of womanhood that was created by our grandmothers and their grandmothers, because we want to go to school, get an education, but we still want to take care of our home and take care of our children. And so now, where our grandmothers were just taking care of home and family, we're also taking care of home and family, then leaving, going to make the money, to buy the bacon, bringing the bacon home, cooking the bacon, feeding the children and the husband. Hopefully it's not bacon, but still. That's another show. But, you know, we're doing it on two sides without the recognition that we are still boxing ourselves into the place of deprivement.
You hit something so huge for me, because it can be so frustrating when you're trying to fit into what that woman looks like. You know, and it took me to just wake up one day and be like, if I didn't have a business and if I didn't work, I could get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and start my suit. And I would do it gladly if that was the space that I was in. You know what I'm saying? If that was my purpose, if that was on my heart, I would do it with everything in me. But, you know, many of us are involved in so many other things that they are just as important to our community and just as important to our family. So we do have to redefine what that looks like for us individually.
You know, it's like the conversation that you and I were having a few weeks ago about asking for help and giving ourselves permission to have help. Like if I can't get home to, you know, do the laundry after working a 16-hour day, there's still some part of me that feels a little bit like I failed my family unit, you know, because the moment you bring up, oh Lord, I'm gonna get some help and someone to help me clean this house, then you got some of your other sisters that have not started their journey looking at you like, you gonna do what?
And that's when you have to tell them, sis, have a seat.
Like have a seat, let me talk to you, or like have several seats.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. But it's because women who have been there, and women who have been successful, and women who have seen children's and generations will tell you, there's nothing wrong with help.
My grandmother.
There's nothing wrong with help.
My grandmother, who has 9 children,
Good God. That was help.
and was a homemaker most of her life, said to me, you take the space you need. If you need help to clean your house, hire somebody. If you need help to relieve some stress, get a massage. Because women like me gave up so much of ourselves that we were in our 60s and 70s before we asked the question of who we were. Before we've gotten our children and our grandchildren out of our homes, and then they're left to define themselves.
What a gift for her to you know, because I think for us to honor women and on whatever path they're on, right? Like if you're calling and if your heart, you know, is in the waking up at the 2 a.m. for cooking the soup, like honoring that and honoring like the women that did come before us. And what a gift for her to say to you, like her giving you permission. Right? Instead of saying, no, that's not how it's done, because there's, you know, that's the message that some women get too. Well, back in my day, I had 9 children and, you know, I did all of that, right? What a gift for her to say, you do what you need. I love what she said. Take up the space that you need.
Take up the space you need. You know,
how many women are told, take up space, right?
You need it. And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
What a gift.
That was liberating.
And it came after my own personal breakdown about not feeling like I was woman enough. I'm the CEO woman, you know, this homemaker woman, and not feeling like I'm doing any of it right. So that's where it came from. For the sake of transparency, it came from my grandmother helping me find my healing. Even, you know, in doing this healing work, we still have to find people to sow into us.
Absolutely.
I think society also plays a lot into us not being able to live our divine life purpose or either give our families what we were needed, because it puts so many restraints and so many constrictions and so many laws and so many rules and so many this and so many that when if you were ever given the option to ask the woman, she would tell you up front what it is that she needs, but because you have so many outside influences telling you that you can't have these things, then redefining the superwoman is also redefining that what society deems to be normal is not normal, because it's actually what's causing the breakdown. And so redefining the superwoman is also breaking down societal norms that no longer hold this right.
Yeah, that's good. That's real good. So I guess we can just say now, what redefining the superwoman is for us and why we feel this is important work.
Like what you stated with the transparency. My mom is originally from Louisiana. I just realized next year she'll be 60 and I'll be 30. And I don't really know my mother. I lived with her my entire life, but it's only surface. Every trip to Louisiana for a wedding or a funeral, I'm like, oh, let me brace myself, because somebody messy gonna sit down and tell me some things that went on in their childhood and their life that's like what do you mean? Like, I don't know that person at all. I don't know anything she's been through, anything dramatic, why she left the South. I don't know anything. So when women feel like I need to keep that boxed in, they'll just shut down. Sometimes you'll bring up things that people have gone through, and they'll look at you with a blank face like they don't know what you're talking about. Completely shutting down and blocking things off. I have a friend who can't remember at least a good 10 years of her life.
Wow.
So, yeah, things need to be brought to the surface.
Wow. We're here to do it. We're here to do it
yes.
in a safe space. So we will be back. We're going to tell what our personal definitions are and just invite you formally to retreat with us. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be back.
Hello everybody, my name is Andonia Maven, and I need you to put down whatever you're doing and find yourself important enough to come to the self-love retreat, because we are going to redefine what the word enough is.
I'm Sheridan LeBay, Southern Couture, and I'm inviting you because I feel like redefining Superwoman is learning how to protect your space and putting yourself first and your needs and your wants first. And at this retreat, I want all the women to come and be able to realize what those needs and wants are.
Brittany with Be Exclusive Events, and redefining the superwoman means to be transparent, to come to a place where you can heal and then we can grow from there.
I'm Latasha Weatherspoon. I would love for you to join me at the Self-Love Retreat so that you can honor all that you've been through, make peace with your scars, and rise anew.
Greetings, this is JP Raven, your self-love advocate. I'm the proud founder of The Woman's Earth, and I want to invite all of my sisters to come out to the retreat, the self-love retreat, Redefining the Superwoman. And I feel that redefining the superwoman is understanding that your needing a vulnerable space is not weakness, that it is necessary. It's an absolute important part of your journey to healing, that there are sisters out there who will create that space for you without judgment and with authenticity, and we want to help you facilitate that healing. So come out to the retreat, join me and my amazing sisters, and we'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Sharice Davis, the Total Woman owner of Total Woman, and this is absolutely an event you cannot miss. You cannot miss it. You cannot miss it. You cannot miss it. I really feel that for some of my sisters, your life depends on this moment. When I think about redefining the superwoman, I think about my mom who died from congestive heart failure at the tender age of 51. And I think about that experience and I realize I don't want that to be me. I don't want that to be you. So for me, redefining the superwoman means finding strength in your weakness, surrounding yourself with a body of sisters who are here to support you hold you up, hold your hand, where you can have that moment of weakness and vulnerability and realize that the tears that you've cried, everything you've been through has been fertilizing on good soil, and we want you to join us so that we can help you grow. Redefining the Superwoman is a must. It is a must.
Yes,
Join
yes,
us.
Yes. Okay. I'm Patience Collins of the Fruitful Perspective, and I am so honored to invite you to the self-love retreat, Redefining the Superwoman, where redefining as a detoxification specialist means removing all that does not work for you and putting all that does in. So I invite you, and it behooves all of you, if you're thinking about it, considering, don't take not another minute, just go ahead and sign up.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm Elisa Boquin, relationship psychotherapist, sex therapist. I'm going to invite you to come out to the self-love retreat because I think it's important to redefine the superwoman, because we have to redefine what strength is. Just like we said, you know, redefining it from self-neglect and martyrdom to including pleasure as part of that definition. So please come out and join us in this beautiful tribe of women as
To close to say that it is November 3rd through the 5th, 2017 in Galveston, Texas. We will be on
So excited.
private park property that is on the beach.
Yes.
So we can just walk to the water, like right there, right there.
Yes.
And it's gonna be pretty because Brittany's gonna make sure everything is pretty. We're gonna serve healthy food. We'll have personal chefs throughout our stay to cater to us. And there are payment plans.
Come on,
So,
Peyton.
a few of you have already reached out to me, and we've customized your plans. So money should not be a reason why you're not coming to this retreat. I've said it before, perhaps you might be getting married. That's when your baby is due. You already have travel plans, but if it's money, we can't sit here and say, I mean, not only are we redefining the superwoman and talking about self-love and self-care, we also know that we have the power to manifest.
Yes, we do.
And we are co-creating our
We're just
lives.
talking
Yes.
about
So
that.
we cannot say that money is an issue and preach that at the same time. So all you have to say now, sister, is if you want to be there, you just say, I'm going to be there.
Yes. And the universe will respond.
That's
Yes,
right.
yes,
So
yes.
give me a call, shoot me an email. That'll be in the description of the video if you need
Yes.
something customized. But other than that, space is limited.
Yes.
Yes, it
And
is.
so for the
So
sisters
excited.
that have registered, woo!